And you had to convince her? Seriously? She's been talking this up to me for the past 2 months. It's a big change, I guess, and come on. I just met you guys. How can she not be hesitant? Huh. Excel grins, no doubt replaying Jet's angst in his mind's eye. Getting in at the ground floor is a major plus. You're in the right place at the right time. If it works out, that is. Excel glances over his shoulder before returning his attention to me. Most teams barely pay their players anything. I've got it good for someone my age, but even I have part of my winnings taking for the team's benefit. Ouch. Luckily for Westerners, that isn't a trend that has caught on outside of South Korea. So, I can't do it. It's impossible. The words simply will not come. What? Oh! Excel lets out a laugh, genuine and highly amused. He tries to get his words out and, unlike me, eventually ends up succeeding. Sorry, Mock, but no can do. I'm signed with Crash until the end of the year. I'm not allowed to play for anyone else until my contract is up. As I expected. Really, it shouldn't come as a surprise. I sigh, fall back into my chair, and rest my palms atop my head. I had to ask. Jet's expecting me to pick up our players while she handles the management and sponsorship side of things. Hey, well, I can help you with the next best thing. I'd be thankful for any help at all. Don't you worry, I've got a short list of easy pickups. An extremely short list. He clears his throat. There's only one person on it, but hey, better than nothing, right? Who is it? Oh, straight to business. Eager for your bunk bed, I see. Trust me, Mark, you'll want the bottom bunk. You know from experience. Sure do. When I was 16, some up-jumped Brood War clan scraped me from the bottom of the barrel and set me up in their overcrowded sweatshop of a team house. Had to sleep above someone at least 2 years past a graceful retirement. I've seen solitaire players with better APM. He snored a lot. As horrible as he's trying to make it seem, Excel sounds closer to wistful than bitter as he recounts his first years as a professional gamer. What happened to the team? Sponsor flaked. Team didn't have the money for legal action. Coach didn't tell us until 20 minutes before the rent was due. Someone stole my mouse pad as we were moving out, and that was the end of my StarCraft career. Wait, no. It kept going for 7 years until 7 years after that, and somehow still isn't over. Always forget that part. Excel, top Korean Terran, master storyteller. Anyway, the guy's name is Stunt, plays Protoss. He's pretty good. But, does there have to be a but? I'm sensing a but. It's a small but. He's incredibly cheesy and maybe a touch arrogant, and he's a high schooler, but he's good. Why haven't any other teams picked him up in that case? This guy sounds like SOS, my man! He shrugs. I get the feeling that Excel genuinely doesn't know, but I'm left anxious nonetheless. Still, it's important to have at least some kind of racial distribution on the team. What? Oh, racial distribution. I was like, what the fuck? What are we talking about? They're all Korean, right? No, he meant Protoss, Terran, Zerg. I gotcha. Not in terms of foreigner or Korean, mind you, but rather in Zerg, Protoss, and Terran. Do you know how I could get in touch with him? I could give you his info for a friend request, but he'd probably block you on the assumption that you're a fanboy or a gold seller or something. Your best bet is to find him in person at Stomping Grounds. His Stomping Grounds? Wait, what do you mean, where? No, Stomping Grounds. That's the name of the PC bang he's usually at. Ugh, another trek across Seoul. I've never heard of the place, much less been to it. Excel takes note of my frown and wags a finger at me. What? You fly halfway across the world and you can't be bothered to walk for half an hour? Take the subway if you're that lazy. No, it's fine. I shouldn't expect this to be easy. Now we're talking! Get going! I'll keep an eye out for your next player in the meantime. Boom. Dude, I'm like hesitant for this guy. Like, why has nobody picked him up? I check the map on my phone for the second time after reading the sign for a third. This is definitely stomping grounds. A deep breath helps calm my nerves. Seconds later, I push open the glass door and make my way inside. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Pretty much as expected. Computers, vending machines, tables, and the sound of 24 mice and keyboards. PC bangs are nothing if not similar to one another. When a shiver runs down my back, I realize the AC in here is cranked up ridiculously high. I read somewhere that casinos pump in extra oxygen to keep their patrons awake and alert. Maybe this place has tried to adopt the same tactic in their cafe. A middle-aged woman sits behind the front desk. She glances up at me when I pass by and then returns her attention to the magazine splayed out in front of her. A quick scan of heads lined up in front of the monitors offers me a few potential stunts amidst the sea of scrubs. By Excel's description, he's short and has bleached hair. I'm able to narrow it down quickly and confirm his identity with a look at his monitor. He's in the middle of a ladder match, and he's playing StarCraft 2 with one hand. The other is occupied with a game on his cell phone. All the same, Stunt's crushing his opponent with a rush build, and by the look on his face, he takes great pleasure in that fact. His enemy sends a salty one-liner before dropping out of the game without a GG. Stunt grins wide and puts his hands behind his head, satisfied. After checking the post-game stats, he glances over his shoulder and then spins his chair around to find me watching him.
Sup? Something you want?
No, what? Fuck. See, I wanted to see now the voice that we did for Excel should be this one.
Oh no, he looks a little... Sup? Something you want?
Yeah, you're Stunt, right?
That's me. And who are you?
I'm Mock. Stunt lights up, stands upright, and plants his hands on his hips all at once.
Right, the foreigner that Excel messaged me about. Was starting to think you wouldn't show up. Let's get this bet match going. Hey everyone, the bet match is on!
What? Damn it. Really, Excel? Before I can attempt an explanation, a crowd of 6 or 7 middle school-aged kids forms behind Stunt. I don't see myself talking my way out of this. Bet match, right. That's me. Yes, that's what I'm here for.
Another chobo is gonna try to bet match Stunt? When will they learn? He's the cafe's best player. Hey, Stunt, will you buy me a juice with your winnings?
Stunt ignores the peanut gallery and takes a step forward, sizing me up. Judging by his appearance, he looks like he just started high school. I'm at least a head taller than him.
Excel said you were down for a 15,000 won bet, but come on, you can do better than that, right?
How much were you thinking?
25,000 is a much better number, wouldn't you say? Come on! You had to drag your ass all the way over here to play. Let's make it interesting.
That's what, $20 or so? I'd have to skip a few trips to Go-Mart, but I can't risk having him turn me down. Okay, fine, 25,000. What are we going to do about maps? Best of 3, right?
Nah, best of 1 is fine. My time's too valuable. And in a show of good faith, you can pick the map.
Excel wasn't kidding about this kid's cockiness. Whatever, at least I can choose the map with a long rush distance. I find a seat at a computer nearby, though not so close to what we could catch a glimpse at. Though not so close that we could catch a glimpse at one another's screen. A locked window stares back at me as I sit down. Of course, I need to pay to use the PC, but before I can head back to the front desk, Stunt slides in front of me and takes the mouse.
Yo, I got it. Consider it an investment for the money you're about to give me.
He unlocks the machine with a few clicks and the entry of a password. Huh, that works. After I thank him, he slinks back over to his setup. Stunt shares a few confident words with the underage crowd behind him, and then throws his headphones on. I host up a game and toss him an invite. It's not long after that, I'm staring down my base and, and 6 workers. Alright, so this guy's cheesy as fuck. Bad taste in hair dye. Got him! Got him! Dab on him. Alright, cannons, 2-gate, 4-gate, blinks, proxy robo, proxy stargate. There are a dozen different ways that Stunt could end this game early. As a precaution, I scout around the interior of my base to ensure that I'm not being cannon rushed. As I discover, I am, just outside my vision range and dangerously close to my worker line, a cannon finishes building. Some losses in a defense are inevitable, but if I handle this well, it should put me ahead of Stunt. It's gutsy of him to risk a best of one in a strategy like this. Practically all I have to do is scout it to score a victory. By microing my injured SCVs away from cannon shots, I'm able to end the rush at a low cost. In truth, that seemed like an exceptionally weak attack. Was Excel hyping this kid up for nothing? I end up only losing 3 of my workers by the time the single cannon is dead. Now, where's that probe? There it is! With his probe down, there's no way he'll be able to drop down any more cannons. Still, he's probably planning his next move. I have to decide what comes next. If he's transitioning into something standard, this would be the perfect time to counterattack. His tech has to be lacking, so there's no way he'll have strong enough units to defend a marine attack. And while it seems incredibly unlikely, there's always a chance that he might have another attack ready. If I want to err on the side of caution, I should stay in my base and simply tech up. But that might give him enough time to get back into the game. I should make this call based on what we know about his playstyle. We're going to stay on the defensive! Even though I'm giving up the chance to win the game immediately, the safe thing to do is tech up to dropships. But it looks like I won't need to. My precautionary scout uncovers an ambush waiting in a dark corner of my base. With more than enough units and spare to micro my marines, I dispatch his zealots with barely any losses. A cannon rush feint into a proxy gate? Absolutely ridiculous. With this rush scouted, Stunt quits out of the game without a GG. I won. With surprising ease, too. Stunt pushes through the dumbfounded crowd and comes stomping over, fury in his eyes. He really didn't expect to lose.
You blindly scout the
Oh, fuck.
What was his name? You blindly scout the smoke in your base after a cannon rush? Are you kidding me? Who does that?
I raise my hands defensively and skirt away from the victory screen splashed across my monitor. Whoa, whoa! Calm down, it takes like 5 seconds. And you have a reputation for those kind of builds, you know. He makes a disgruntled sound and stares hard at me.
You got lucky. Typical Terran player.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I think it's the old lady. What are you yelling back there for? Didn't I tell you to sweep up the back room an hour ago? Stop screaming at our customers and go do something useful. Lord have mercy.
Without warning, the woman at the front desk paints Stunt a bright red from across the room. She glares at him for a moment longer before ducking back behind the counter. Talk about lousy bosses. His anger replaced with modesty, Stunt scratches behind his head. The middle schoolers have mostly dispersed, evidently been destroyed by the cruel realization that their Protoss god can bleed.
Sorry, that's my mom. Anyway, you beat me. Let me go get your cash.
His mom? Even worse. I guess I can see the resemblance minus the bleached hair. Explains how he unlocked my PC, at least. Actually, wait, I didn't come here for a bet match.
What? But we just played one. I don't have to pay you then?
What, No, I'm recruiting for a new team. Excel mentioned that you were a free agent, and I wanted to see if you'd join up. I guess he thought it'd be funny to trick me into a bet match with you.
A foreign team? Why didn't you just send me a message or something?
No, a Korean one. And Excel said you'd probably assume I was a fanboy and block me. Although I get the feeling that that was just his excuse for this whole setup. Man, Excel, couldn't we just have kept this simple? What if I had lost? Stunt pauses and reaches for his phone. Distracted or no, he manages to carry on the conversation.
Nah, blocking you sounds like something I do. Anyway, who else have you got?
We've got... Wait, Jed is technically still on VIP. Can I tell him that she's planning to leave? What if he tells someone? Why didn't I think of this ahead of time?
You've got...
We have some good players about to sign and a sponsor in the works. Nothing official. We're trying to keep everything under wraps until then.
Sounds sketchy. A mystery sponsor and mystery players.
He doesn't seem convinced. I can hardly blame him. This sort of thing is unfortunately common in esports.
But Excel did vouch for you. That's worth something. And you beat me, future Protoss.
The future Protoss Bandwa. I don't know what that means. Once we've got 4 players and some management, we're going to pick out a team house. You'll need to live and practice with us. I blinked once, look away, and take a tactical pause. If your mom will let you move out, that is. He rises to my bait and straightens up, both fists clenched.
You're damn right she's going to let me. Alright, dude, consider me signed. If you've got a room and enough money to pay for food, we're in business.
Stunt pauses and lowers himself from the tips of his toes.
What's the team called, by the way?
Like I said, it's a work in progress. I'll let you know when it's picked out.
If we're not named yet, I want to say in it. What about Azure Blaze Phoenix? What a mouthful. Azure Blade Phoenix Snipers.
What? Even... Kid, this isn't a show in anime. Yeah, probably not. While Stunt revels in the afterglow of being signed to a StarCraft team, a thought occurs to me. Wait, don't you go to school?
Let's just say I'm between schools now.
I don't bother trying to divulge any more information. If he can live in the team house and perform, that's good enough for me. Alright, and that's it for this episode. Be sure to check out our very next episode coming up in a bit. If you guys had a good time, be sure to hit those like, comment, and subscribe buttons. They help grow the channel a ton. Always looking to improve it. Let me know what we can do as well to make this a better experience for you guys.